Sally, thanks for tuning in. Today I want to show you my drawing process with colored pencils and talk about how you can use them in a more creative way. I really enjoy creating portraits with graphite pencils, and it's probably my favorite art supply, but every now and then I have the urge and desire to create something colorful. I just like to switch it up from time to time. Same goes for drawing with references. I tend to get bored in between when I study from photos a lot. So this time I want to prioritize creativity over simply drawing from a reference. I begin with constructing the head with the help of the reference, and I will have this reference showing here the whole video, so you can see what I use from it and where I wander off. So for this drawing, I want to borrow the features and proportions from the reference. That's why I picked this one. Usually I will pick a photo with harsher shadows. I explained this in my last video, but this time my goal is not to create a realistic portrait. I just want to have a base with accurate features and proportions, and the coloring process will be basically freestyle. This time I had to go over the construction part a lot. I erased my lines quite a lot because I had some difficulties with the foreshortening, which can be a bit tough because it is distorting the overall measurements, like the rule of the thirds. In this case, she's slightly facing upwards, just a little bit, so the upper part of the face will be closer together. I tried to capture her features as accurate as possible, that way the colors can just do their thing later. Sometimes I decide I don't want to copy the reference one by one and incorporate my own vision. Here you can see I gave her big chunky earrings and went a bit wild with her hair. I like the flowiness of it. It just makes it look a little bit more dynamic in my opinion. Before I start with the coloring, I lift off some of the graphite with the kneaded eraser. I was afraid the lines would shine through in the end, so I want to have very light guidelines. For the coloring process, I started off with marking the lightest areas in her face with some white charcoal, which always looks like magic on this gray tone paper. I look at the reference for this, and these highlights really stood out for me. I started coloring the lips, and I was surprised how free my mind was, to be honest. All I knew at this point was that I want a gradient on her lips with purple on the outside and blue-green on the inside. So that was all I tried to accomplish. I wasn't really thinking about how I can render the lips realistically. The only thing I did to make it look less flat was to darken the corner of the mouth. I have to say I had a lot of fun with this piece, and it was great exercise to be more loose and free. Here you can see I just randomly use a light blue in her jaw. I really didn't plan or think anything through. I didn't create a color scheme or anything up front, just trusting the process and my intuition. One thing I can say though is usually I try to create a gradient instead of just using one color. For example, you see me filling in the forehead with the yellow a little bit right now, and then I go over this area again with a light orange and pinkish red, just to give it some variation and make it more interesting. You can also think about three-dimensionality a bit and use slightly darker colors for deeper areas. I use a dark purple for the darkest areas in the face, like the nostril and eyes. When you build up your colors, you can always go back at a later point and darken areas when needed. At this point, I decided to give her turquoise hair and started drawing the outlines of the hair strands. I like this kind of graphic style for the hair, so yeah, it was a decision I made to not make it look realistic on purpose. In addition, I thought it would be nice to not use the same color for the lines all the time, but to incorporate some other colors like the purple. It just makes it a little bit fresher. I filled in the hair, and I want to point out that these colored pencils really pop on the tone gray paper. I love this paper. It has a bit of a tooth, but not too much texture. It makes the color pencil so vibrant. You can see right now what I mentioned earlier. I have a blue base color and I want to add more color variations, so I used some green to mix it up a bit. It works really well, but the colors should have the same temperature. Like blue, green, yellow are easy to blend in together, and the warm tones like purple, pink, orange, red. So for me personally, as long as I stay in the same temperature family, I can always add another layer and tilt the color a bit. I hope I could give you some inspiration for your future art pieces and to show a way of how to use color pencils, like very vibrant and creative. Let me know what you think about the result.